If you're dealing with a senior cat with arthritis, you already know the daily struggle. Arthritis literally turns a standard litter box into a painful obstacle course. And here's the thing, the wrong design can directly lead to accidents, avoidance, and severe strain on your cat's joints. So let's dive straight into this explainer, because getting this setup right can instantly improve your pet's quality of life.
Right off the bat, the absolute biggest mistake you can make is choosing a box with high walls, a narrow entrance, or a swinging door your cat has to physically push through. That kind of design just causes painful joint strain, and eventually they're going to avoid the box altogether. We're going to look at 5 litter boxes specifically designed for older cats with limited mobility. And honestly, you might be surprised to see that the ultimate winner isn't the cheapest one out there, and it's definitely not the most heavily advertised either.
To figure out the absolute best options, we're using a rigorous evidence-based system. We grade every single box out of 10 across 5 key pet scorecard pillars. We're looking at fit and comfort, durability, safety and practical risk, ease of use, and value for money. This tells us its real-world performance and gives us a final letter grade. All right, let's start the countdown with number 5 and work our way up to the clear best choice at number 1.
Coming in at number 5, we have the Van Ness Large High Sides Cat Litter Pan. This one actually earns a spot on the list because it offers a lower front entry compared to many traditional high-sided boxes, but it still keeps those taller back edges to help contain scattered litter and urine.
Let's break down its scorecard. It earns a 6.5 for fit and comfort, a 7 for durability, a 7 for safety and practical risk, an 8 for ease of use, and an 8 for value for money. That brings its overall score to 36.5 out of 50, which is a final letter grade of C+. Now, while this pan is very affordable and incredibly easy to scoop, which explains those 8s, it takes a hit on fit and comfort. The front entry threshold is just a bit too high if your cat is dealing with severe hip, knee, or spinal arthritis. Moving on to number 4, we have the Catit Jumbo Hooded Cat Litter Pan. But I need to make one thing crystal clear right away. To use this for a senior cat, that swinging door absolutely must be removed. Flaps create completely unnecessary resistance, and they make the box feel so much harder to enter for an arthritic cat.
Looking at the scorecard, it gets a 6 for fit and comfort, an 8 for durability, a 6.5 for safety and practical risk, a 6.5 for ease of use, and a 7 for value for money. That gives it an overall score of 34 out of 50, landing at a final letter grade of C. It pulls that 8 for durability because of its sturdy construction and really spacious interior, but that fit and comfort score drops down to a 6. The raised threshold plus the enclosed hood actually makes it quite a bit less accessible and definitely harder to clean on a daily basis.
Taking the number 3 spot is the Iris USA Open-Top Cat Litter Box with Shield. This is a really strong middle ground option for you. It gives your cat much easier walking access into the pan, while that raised shield does a great job of reducing urine spray and litter tracking. Here is the scorecard for the Iris. It gets an 8 for fit and comfort, a 7.5 for durability, an 8 for safety and practical risk, an 8 for ease of use, and an 8 for value for money. That totals 39.5 out of 50, earning a B+. It hits this high grade because it completely lacks any startling mechanical elements, and the open top makes access super simple. But we do need to talk about one specific limitation here. Here is the hidden flaw you need to be aware of. A low entry does not automatically mean low effort everywhere else. It's a trade-off. If your cat has arthritis in their back legs, those taller sides can still make turning and positioning inside the box extremely uncomfortable. Also, if you place this box on a sliding rug, that shifting surface suddenly becomes a major fall risk for weak joints. That brings us to number 2, which tackles that mobility issue directly. This is the KittyGoHere Senior Cat Litter Box. It is explicitly designed to solve the core problem your pet is facing. It features an incredibly low front entry, giving your cat a direct, simple route in and out while requiring practically zero paw lifting. Let's check out its scorecard. The standout metric here is a massive 9.5 for fit and comfort. It also scores a 7.5 for durability, a 9 for safety and practical risk, an 8.5 for ease of use, and an 8 for value for money. That pulls an incredible overall score of 42.5 out of 50, which is a solid A grade. Without a doubt, this is one of the absolute best choices on the market for cats struggling with stiff hips, weak knees, or a severely limited range of motion.
Before we reveal number 1, we really have to contrast these features. The golden rule for an arthritic cat is that accessibility always comes first. A box your cat cannot comfortably enter is simply not a good box, period. But the trade-off with the KittyGoHere's extremely low front is that it sacrifices containment. If your cat tends to urinate high, you are going to have a mess to clean up outside the box. And practically speaking, no one wants to be cleaning up floor messes every single day. Which brings us to our definitive #1 winner, the Lucky Champ Litter Pan. The Lucky Champ takes the top spot because it brilliantly solves both sides of the equation. It gives you a highly accessible low step-in entrance, but it combines that with high surrounding walls, so your cat can easily step inside while the mess stays securely contained.
Let's look at the winning scorecard. The Lucky Champ basically sweeps the board. It earns a 9 for fit and comfort, a 9 for durability, a 9 for safety and practical risk, a 9 for ease of use, and an 8 for value for money. That brings it to an unmatched overall score of 44 out of 50, with a final letter grade of A. It truly earns its crown here by offering sturdy, daily construction, incredibly simple scooping without any complicated attachments, and just an excellent overall balance.
So, here is your clear buying guide verdict. Go with the Lucky Champ Litter Pan for the best overall solution. It's going to give you the perfect balance of joint-friendly access and strong mess containment. However, you should choose the KittyGoHere Senior Cat Litter Box if your cat has severe mobility loss and can barely lift their paws. In that specific case, a lower entry has to take priority over absolutely everything else.
Now, once you have the right box, you need to set it up correctly. Here is your practical action plan for arthritic cats. Step 1. Place the box on the same level where your cat actually spends their time. No stairs allowed. Step 2. Avoid slippery flooring underneath the box. Step 3. Always use a low-dust, unscented litter. Step 4. Keep the depth moderate. You never want to force an arthritic cat to sink into a deep, heavy bed of litter. And Step 5. Scoop frequently, so they don't have to navigate and twist around soiled areas.
I want to wrap this explainer up with a critical, evidence-based safety warning. If you start noticing sudden changes in your cat's behavior, like missing the box entirely, crying while using it, straining, or just suddenly avoiding it, this could indicate something far more serious than a design problem. Things like kidney disease, urinary issues, and constipation can look very similar to arthritis symptoms. A sudden change always requires a proper veterinary assessment. Take care of your pet's health and ask yourself, is your cat's current setup helping their joints or quietly making them worse? Remember to score the gear before you spend and subscribe for our next evidence-based pet explainer.